The hidden ones really surprised me, especially because of what they accomplished during the pre-alpha. I heard about the game for the first time sometime last year when IGN posted about it. It's based on the anime series, but unfortunately, I have never watched it. But I have seen some of its insane hand-to-hand combat scenes. So when I saw what they considered gameplay on the screen, I honestly believed it was a CGI remake of the anime because of how cinematic it was. It didn't seem real. And to find out this was really being played on the phone put into perspective how far mobile games have come. I ended up becoming a believer after experiencing the pre alpha myself. It made me realize that the developers are super locked in on this project and aim to create a genuinely fun and rich anime fighting game. The pre alpha ran from February 27th to March 8th, and luckily I got access to the PC version because, truthfully, mobile games don't work for me. I can't enjoy games on the phone screen since it's so small, so knowing I would experience this on the PC was dope. It was so interesting that they kept mentioning that this was a pre alpha because even in this early stage, this pre alpha had more content than some fully released games. Before I get into the gameplay and such, I want to look into what makes a great anime fighting game. I know throughout this list I'll be mentioning Naruto and DBZ games a lot, but those games really had the best formula for these type of fighting games. The first on this list would be gameplay. The game has fun, engaging mechanics that make sense for world building, like jumping through the trees in Rise of the Ninja or flying through the world in DBZ Kakarot. The characters all have awesome combos and flashy special moves that match the original art style of the anime. The Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series really did their thing in each game. It always felt cool landing your special move and watching the awesome cutscene. The next on this list is story. Most of the time, these anime games follow the story bar for bar, so being able to relive scenes with interactivity is so fire. The Naruto Ninja Storm series always had a great story mode, and things felt just as intense as I was watching it when I was younger. Adding scenes from the manga or original scenes in general can be cool as long as it fits the overall story. Art style is very important in these type of games. It makes the game stand out from a cheap cash grab to something the fans love. One of my favorites is DBZ Kakarot, and seeing these cutscenes like Goku turning angry Super Saiyan or Gohan doing the father and son Kamehameha looks fantastic, and those scenes can stand on their own. Nothing can top the original, but I really do enjoy the fact that when games are remaking or transferring those scenes into an actual playable thing, it looks just as amazing as the anime. Something fundamental in these games is the way we unlock characters. I miss when games allowed us to unlock characters through the story or other modes, rather than just buying them. I would love to have the option to purchase or even unlock the characters on my own way that respects my time and is fun, of course. The Naruto and Dragon Ball Z games did a great job with the process of unlocking new characters and having an incredible starting roster before making us buy newly added characters. Last but not least is versus mode. In terms of local play, they often do a great job, such as facing your friends, having characters unlocked for both players, and having many stages to choose from. When it comes to online play though, that's where things go left. The gameplay lags terribly, there is no rollback netcode, it is hard to join some friends online, and there is no crossplay, knowing that they released the game on multiple platforms. With Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, I was very sad that crossplay was not implemented yet. I didn't even get the chance to play the game with my cousins at all because I had the game on PS5 and they had the game on PC. So we were definitely down bad. And not only that, the local co-op was only limited to one stage for a time before it got updated. So there's definitely some work that has to be done in that regard. So, going back to the hidden ones, it seems to be checking off all of those points. And the fact that we had access to so many things in this pre-alpha just made me think, how much more will they add once the game fully releases? When you start the game, you get this nice, calm intro, but it's also making me realize how many regular people in the city are chilling with powers. I haven't seen the anime, so I don't fully know much, but look, people are just out here cutting meat pieces with their powers, controlling how fish move around. Damn, even with coffee, just dragging it just to show off. But let's move on. The game at its core is an awesome anime arena fighting game, but what makes it stand out is its focus on martial arts. Some characters use weapons, some rely on straight hands, and others have magical abilities like the last airbender. The combat is fast paced but with a strategic edge. It's very similar to the Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 gameplay mixed with the precision of Sifu attacks. I never got tired of the gameplay, experiencing new combos and techniques, and even utilizing different abilities to see the best character loadouts. The game so far has 3 playable modes: Story Mode, Boss Trials, and Duel. In Story Mode, the fact that we were able to experience this made me so happy because usually in pre alphas, you just get a small taste of things, but we were able to play a full on act that had multiple chapters to it, which is insane. They put us in the middle of the story. The act was called Same River Twice. The game has you switching between multiple characters with their own storylines and motives, which makes for some fun interactions and intense battles. I loved how there were different sections to the story mode. We were able to explore around, have crazy quick time events, awesome homages to movies, sneak around to follow someone, even though that was very much glitched out, and even intense boss battles that, when the final boss of the act came about, I wanted to play much more. I loved jumping between the stories. It kept things fresh and had you wondering what will happen next. For someone who doesn't know anything about the anime, I felt it was just enough to have me take the dive and watch the anime series to prepare for the entire game. Boss Trials has you fight against crazy, unique bosses with different difficulty levels. We were able to face 4 of them in this pre-alpha, each having their own set of rewards you could get. Some of these fights had me restarting multiple times. Still, once you figure out the mechanics and the boss's movesets, it is so satisfying to beat them up. These boss trials are straight from the story mode, so there's going to be a lot more for sure in the future. You gain a rank that you can compare with others on the leaderboard, like how fast you defeated the bosses and how many points you got compared to others. Then there's Duel Mode, the online PvP mode. This has easily been my favorite so far. You can build your own lineup of characters and doppelganger skills, and every fight feels fresh because people are constantly coming up with new combos. There will be times I think I am one of the best players because I won so many matches, and then someone would play as Fang Bao Bao and just straight up violate for 30 seconds straight, and I'm just stuck in a combo looking at my screen in straight disappointment. I love each character in this game. Their attacks and skills all feel like it's doing something impactful, and I haven't felt like there was one character that was trash to play as, because once I figured out the combo, or even seen the combo firsthand from my opponent, I locked in immediately. My favorite character so far is Wang Ye and Zhang Shulan. Wang Ye is a martial arts beast, making me feel like the Avatar with his earth and fire attacks. Zhang Shulan had me feeling like Zuko with all his electric attacks and being able to move fast as hell. Something that I loved and really reminds me of the support system of Naruto Ninja Storm 2 was the doppelganger system. I mentioned it earlier in the video, but it's basically a clone of one of the characters and you are using their abilities during battle. It can change things if you're down bad, or go crazy when you include your special move in the mix. My favorite is the Rolling Gale Doppelganger. It has this swinging rope dart attack and it keeps the enemy staggered so you can attack during the same time they're attacking and cause so much damage. Another Doppelganger that I like is the Rushing Thunder, where you can move quickly and get your attacks in first. If you want to learn more moves with a specific character, you could do that in the Training Ground mode. It's where you can practice moves and even create conditions where the enemy can attack you, choose certain levels for the enemy that you're fighting against, and test different abilities and doppelgangers. The options remind me of the training mode for Super Smash Bros. You can unlock additional doppelgangers and characters the more you complete phases. The phases give rewards and currencies that you can use to do so. During the pre-alpha, the phases required you to play the different modes it had available. It was cool because it made sure you got to try out everything in the game. And the story was locked behind that as well, so you low-key had to do them if you wanted to experience more. Not only was there a 1 vs 1 game mode, there was also the 3 vs 3 game mode called Trio Clash, where you and your teammates use one character and have to work together to win the matches. It sucks because I didn't even get to try it. Every time I tried to join, I waited a very long time with no one joining, or the servers weren't up at the moment. My favorite feature though, that many games do not have, that I was surprised was working in this pre-alpha, was the battle replay feature. You can look back at your previous fights and see the entire fight again. You can favorite the fights, switch the rounds that you're looking at, and more. It was janky to use, but it's a pre-alpha after all. The Hidden Ones has seriously impressed me. For a pre-alpha, this game already feels packed with content, and I can't wait to see how the full version of the game turns out. I hope they focus on refining the gameplay and don't lean too hard into microtransactions. If you love games like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, or even Sifu, you need to keep your eye on this one. There will be more tests for this game in the near future, so definitely go onto their website and pre-register so you have the chance to participate in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.